Back to school time is hard for many people, and I personally find it challenging to manage the changes in your mother's schedule as it disrupts our late night saxophone lessons. But one often overlooked aspect of a billion spawnlings returning back to the fortresses of learning is the sudden influx of work that repair shops like mine experience, driven by the procrastination and desperation of both students and parents. This time of year, our benches become flooded with jobs that need to be done for as close to zero as possible and completed by yesterday. And in this video, I'll give you a small glimpse of what a week in my life is like owning a repair shop located just a few blocks away from a state university.
You remember Sock'em Boppers?
Who?
Sock'em Boppers. Sock'em Boppers, Sock'em Boppers.
Sock'em Boppers, Sock'em Boppers.
Oh, Sock'em Boppers.
Sock'em Boppers. You remember them shits?
No.
You don't remember Sock'em Boppers? You can sock all day and bop all night.
You can sock all day and bop all night.
It's more fun than a pillow fight.
More fun than a pillow fight.
You don't remember this?
Very vaguely.
You would deflate them and then you just straight box your cousins. Bloody noses. Why don't they make them anymore?
Oh.
How many lawsuits do you think happened from that? You remember those now?
The air pump.
Yeah, the air pump
Boxing
ones.
gloves, yeah.
Yes, and they were huge.
Yes, you see the gash that I have on my eyebrow?
Yeah. Sock'em Boppers?
Yep, Sock'em Boppers.
Sock'em Boppers. That's why they stopped making them. That's why kids are soft nowadays, because they didn't get punched in the face. That's why you can't afford a house, because you're soft. All right, what do we have today? I just committed multiple homicides. This guy just moved into his dorm. Do you know how he transported his computer?
Yeah.
How? Please share the information with this class.
I think it was, he got a chariot and all that.
Oh God, why do I let you here? He didn't tell us how he transported. I should actually ask him that. But when he got to his dorm, he plugged it in. Of course, that's the first thing he does. I respect that. It doesn't work. He said it's a black screen. I asked him if he saw any lights. He's not tech savvy at all, so there's no... Wow. Get over here. Get over here. Do you see the sag on this one? You know what else sags? My ball. Right off the bat, I see a few things wrong with this. RGB is the worst thing to ever happen to computers. Fight me. Stupid glass panels.
Oh yeah.
You see this now? Look at that sag. That is a terrible sag. But most importantly, this GPU is not even connected. So obviously the first step would be to recreate this issue, right? This poor kid. He has lights. He has lights. Come in, come in. Let me help you out there. And that's a VGA light, boys. This might be the fastest repair I've ever done. All right, so it's off.
Oh.
Huh? Was I lucky?
The greatest technician that's ever lived.
This poor kid. He didn't build this himself, did he?
No, this is an eBay build.
He's still sagging though. We need to address that. That was an easy fix, but his card is still sagging, which is not good for that PCI slot. So we have these guys specifically for sagging GPUs. So if you want to come in here, this is how you install this thing. Make sure the power is off, which it is now. Make sure the power is drained. And you got this guy, this twists to expand. So, and I'm on the corner, this is just plastic, there's nothing here. I'm not on the fan. Make sure you don't ever do it on the fan because that's stupid. Why would you do that? Also, this guy has this thing on silent. If you want to do gaming and you don't care about how loud it is, put it on the gaming. I mean, other than that, it looks pretty clean. There's not too much gooch in there.
You sure? It looked on the bottom of that, on that computer there, buddy.
How'd you know?
I saw when it came in.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah. My knees.
Oh boy. Wow, that's bad. Well, forget everything I just said. Well, that's gonna get dusted out. Cool.
while I wait for Lupe to respawn, I decide to stress test the PC a bit by playing one of my favorite games called Wreckfest. And though I'm used to plowing bodies into the couch, I'm not used to plowing with the couch. So my gameplay suffered a bit, and I only finished in 24th. But it proved the PC was stable, and after the customer picked up, I was back at it again the next day.
I swear to Steve Jobs goes, if I see another person wearing a witch hat in September, I'm gonna lose my stuff.
It started.
Tourist season. It's September.
Get your Jaho cups.
Get your Jaho cups, yep. Get your pumpkin spice lattes.
Get your flannels and mittens.
I'm honestly thinking about just moving because these tourists are outrageous. Like, no one sees the walking sign, the hand that says stop. It even says wait. Have you heard it?
Wait.
You heard it, right?
Yeah.
And you're
Wait.
and then people are just with their witch hats on, just walking right out in the road. Oh man, it's aggravating. Okay, now that that's done, next up is this HP ProBook that is getting a storage upgrade from 512 gigabyte to 1 terabyte. Maybe it's a 256 gigabyte.
Nah, dog.
What is it?
Yes.
Okay. The customer supplied us with an NVMe, so we're gonna use their NVMe. They also complained the touchpad doesn't work on one side and the battery doesn't last and it's overheating and it's slow. But generally speaking, the HP ProBook is one of the only HPs you should actually buy. Buy it used on eBay. Don't buy it brand new because it's probably like $3,000. All the rest of these things, the MacBook screens, the MacBook battery, all that stuff, we're not gonna work on yet. HP ProBook, baby.
Well, yo, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
What if I press down on this?
No! You're all right.
Been through worse, baby.
I'm so happy you're all right. No one's all right. The kids aren't all right. First things first, I'm gonna just take off this bottom panel. I like these HP ProBooks. The only HPs that you should buy, besides the one that I have.
Used.
Used. Like these things have little, see these little channels right here? See those? That's for water. So if you spill something on the keyboard, it drains out through those two drains. Oh, it's actually a ZBook, I'm sorry. It's not a ProBook, it's a ZBook. There's the ZBook, ProBook, EliteBook. They're all different. Z for Z's nuts. Okay, looks simple enough. Only one stick of RAM. So this is 16 gigs, but it's single channel. This heatsink looks sus. That's stripped. Somebody tried working on this. God damn it, and they didn't tell me. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna repaste this and I'm gonna give them another stick of RAM. It always depends on their budget, so see what they wanna buy, see what amount of money they wanna spend, and then we can go from there. Let's get to it. So this has a strip screw on the heatsink. This is a very common thing on laptops, especially Alienware laptops, where one of the screws for the heatsink will get stripped. I get this question all the time. What do I do with a stripped screw? Stop using whatever screwdriver you're using because that's not the right one. You need to use the correct screwdriver. So the way I figure out what's the correct screwdriver, this screwdriver, when I put it in, it's skipping. You hear that? Do you see that? It's skipping. This one, I put it in, it's not skipping. The second thing, you have to use force. You have to use pressure downward when you're unscrewing something, because if you're just screwing like this, it's gonna pop out. It's gonna start stripping it. This screw is stripped right here. There's only one screw that's stripped. And on these HPs, the screw doesn't come out all the way. It stays within the heatsink, which is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing when you strip it, because now that screw can't be replaced. So what I'm gonna do is put my screwdriver in there, and I'm gonna see if it fits. Sometimes if it's stripped too bad, the screwdriver won't even lock, and that's when you're pretty much fucked. You have to drill it out, or use like super glue or solder. It's a whole fucking process. I'm not dealing with that. You can have your laptop back if that happens. Too risky on my end. There's too much liability. So right now, I'm able to lock. I can feel it's locked. But if I just try to screw like this, I'm doing it very gently so not to strip it anymore. See how it's popping out? I want to get it locked, and then I'm not going to press too hard right now because you can break the screen if you do that. So open it up, put it down, so now you're not at risk of breaking the screen. I'm going to actually stand up just to get a little more pressure. I'm not going to go crazy. So it's in, now I'm going to apply pressure downwards, slowly unscrew, slowly unscrew. With each turn, I'm pressing down, I'm doing it very slowly. If I feel it skip, I'm gonna stop and I'm reevaluate. And then I should hear the click. That's the click, and now I know I unscrewed it completely. And that's it. That's how you deal with a strip screw that's not entirely fucked. It's just almost fucked. The more you know.
I was shocked at how little surface area of the VRAM the silicone pads actually covered. I don't know what HP was thinking here, but I'm gonna give these chips the cooling they deserve by replacing the pads with Upsiren Ultra Thermal Putty after I slapped some PTM 7950 on the CPU and GPU, which we, of course, forgot to film.
Thermal paste is done. Time for the additional RAM stick. They only wanted 4 GB. They could have taken another 16 or whatever, but while I was doing that, Lupe was cloning the drive, so we cloned it to a 1 TB. I never cap. Ah, perfect.
Well, what the shit?
Always. Always.
My face
Well, I would love to show you the temp test on this HP, but it just got done doing that massive update, and it is not in any condition to do a stress test. 44, 33... Okay, so that's much better. Before it was idling at like 65. But anyways, I have to wait till that update's done before I can actually stress test it. Jeez, man, it is late. Before I can stress test it and get an actual accurate reading. And at the same time, I have this person that needs their laptop done yesterday, even though I quoted them 2 days from now. Yeah, so I guess I'm not eating lunch today, just like every other day. And this is the struggle with a repair shop, right? Because a lot of the comments say, oh, I love working on computers. I want to do this all day. No, you don't. Because you're not just working on computers, you're working on people's computers. The worst computers are people that use them for work and people that use them for school. Now that it's back to school time, we are seeing all this all at the same time. And everybody procrastinates until school starts, and then they need all their stuff done yesterday. And you may say, Andy, why don't you just hire another technician? If you guys knew how much it costs to actually live here, I think it's something like $125,000 you need to make a year to live comfortably in the greater Boston area, which this Salem is a part of. I can't afford to pay myself $125,000 a year. I don't want to do that. I want to be like you. I want to fix things.
And with that said, if you want to help support the channel, I've opened up memberships to allow me to invest more time into making videos, so check those out if you want to have access to some cool stuff going forward. And even if you don't, I truly appreciate every single one of you for watching this far, and make sure to comment Longbone Lupe so I know who the real Gooch collectors are. And I'll see you all next week.